wouldn't have bad for some collection there, so I went out of my way to buy a bag.
Good morning everyone, welcome to another vlog here on the World of Coasters. We are here today at Chessington World of Adventures for the Merlin Annual Pass event. We're here in quite a large group today. I've got Lewis here today. Lucy and Adam are here as well. We just entered park. We got here at about 9:15, so we've been waiting in a lot of queues. We're going down to the Vampire first. We're going to see what's changed in the park over the close season. First thing, we're walking past it now. We got the flying jumbo ride has been changed to Elmer the Elephant. Elmer the Elephant, is it? But it's not quite finished yet, so done a good job on it, to be honest. It looks really good. I like the colours and all that. I don't think it has. It hasn't got a cover on it. So yeah, being the annual pass day, crowds are going to be slightly less than normal. Of course, with COVID-19 going around, the crowds might be even lower, but we have our trusty hand sanitizer with us, and we will be enjoying the day. Anyway, going over to Vampire first, like I say, and we'll see you over there. Right, so the initial rush of people going down towards Vampire. Obviously this is the go-to ride. We couldn't get around the other side where the Black Buccaneer used to be. They've actually shut that at the moment. And as Lewis has said, they've got new time boards, which looks quite interesting.
Cut out half a side, but they're there.
So we're going to go on the Vampire first. We'll see later how far we can get down this path towards the entrance, but like I said, it was closed. Obviously they've got hand sanitizer here, so they've got extra hand sanitizers in. Clean your paws, it says. And here's the queue. It's not quite open, but that's not a long queue. That's maybe 3 or 4 trains worth of people.
Oh, these boxes have been painted.
So they painted the like coffins around here. I've noticed quite a bit of painting going on at the moment. Like they've actually done quite a lot of work. From what we saw, Land of the Dragons have been repainted, a lot of the signage. So the path is closed all the way through from here to the Black Buccaneer, so we won't be going around underneath the Vampire. We'll see what they're doing with the new swinging ship. So the new swinging ship they're bringing in, we don't know the manufacturer yet, but it is going to be called the Blue Barnacle. They ran a competition on their Facebook page, and it's been named Blue Barnacle, so it's probably going to be blue in colour, I imagine. Anyway, yeah, they've done quite a lot of work. I can hear a lot more sound effects. They've got some ambient sound effects going on. They've redone the queue, which looks a lot nicer. It used to be quite rough and like up and down, this one. But yeah, I'm quite impressed so far with what they've done over the close scenes, and it looks like they've done a lot more small things here because they haven't had a massive investment. They've just done a bit of TLC around the park to like put ambience in and make it a bit nicer for the guests. There's some new tombstones here, it's looking good. So all these new tombstones. This was an existing one, that was the Ramesses Revenge one. So yeah, it's looking really good so far. Like all of this area has been redone by the looks of it. This area was notorious for being just disgusting and covered in leaves, and it's all clear now, which is nice. Wonder how long that'll last for. So the new sound effects mean that there's no Vampire soundtrack, which I hope they haven't got rid of. I'm hoping the soundtrack is still playing in the station, because I will be very upset if they've got rid of that soundtrack. It's just, you like the Vampire soundtrack, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I'll be very sad if they've got rid of it. But I'm liking the ambience, so it does look really good. It'd be interesting to see what they've done in the station, if anything. One other quick thing I've noticed is they've got a lot more wasp catchers up in the trees. So there's just 3 over there. Got 2 over there. You know, it's good that they're doing that. The problem was last year, I think all towers was the worst, but the wasps were really bad during the summer last year. So hopefully this will reduce the amount of wasps flying around the park in the summer. So within 5 minutes we're through to the entrance to the station, and we got some theming. I think this is second hand off the Wicker Man by the looks of it. Oh, I like. Let's see what the station's looking like. Okay, so in here we got some various paintings, but I'm not hearing the station music yet. These are all new. Ah, yes. say is I am really impressed. They've re-recorded the dispatch message so it isn't like a student singing it. The lighting's been fixed. The animatronic organist has been repaired completely. I've never seen it working this well. Obviously, in the old days it used to have the chandeliers hanging up, which it doesn't.
Enjoying the land of the living.
Right, so we have just come off of the Vampire. I am very impressed. Obviously the Vampire is 30 years old this year, so they've given it some much needed TLC, which is what it really needed. The station has had a total rehaul, the whole queue line's had a rehaul. Probably the only thing it's missing now in my opinion is some lap bar trains from Fagoma. Louise, what did you think of that? Like, I was very impressed.
Credit where credit is due. Merlin, we always are horrible about you, but that was a really, really great improvement.
Yeah, brilliant. Like,
really
Decided
brilliant.
to actually invest.
They were like, I'm listening to the World of Coasters vlog and I want to do good.
Anyway, we're going to go over to the Gruffalo now. It probably has about a 10-15 minute queue. Going to grab myself some
States
hand
half
sanitizer. Stays half hour, but it's probably got about a 10-minute queue. So yeah, I'm gonna squirt. Oh, it's in. I can't rub it in. Can you
I've
help
already
me?
got mine.
Just showing
Wow.
hand hygiene. So they've made a proper extension queue for this now, but they obviously ran out of money for tarmac. But good improvement. Looks like
Extension queue before there was always a massive problem.
In this commercial firm, just walk behind me, and soon you'll see everyone is afraid of me.
tidal wave! Oh, there's our bow wave. Just come off of the Gruffalo. Enjoyed it. They've not really put too much TLC into that one. The effects are kind of working. Like
They have fixed a couple of things, like the mist
Yep.
on that weird thing at the end.
Definitely, yeah. The pie, Gruffalo pie.
It looks
Or
like
Gruffalo
Pac-Man.
crumble. So yeah, effects are working, but there were a few things like a few misters not working. But you can definitely see where the money's gone this season. Anyway, we're going to go up towards Toon Blaster now, see what the new land's looking like. That isn't actually open today, but it would be exciting to see what the new little log flume looks like and the
We saw the
car ride.
like, Jumbo, so they still called the Jumbo.
No, they're called the Elmo. You know Elmo the elephant?
Yeah, I do.
It's based on that now.
Wow.
They're going to rename this park Storybook Land soon. Anyway, we're coming into Market Square now, and crowd levels are very low. Like, this is really quiet, even for an annual pass day. I'm very impressed with Chessington though. They're providing hand sanitizer at every corner. Like, every queue entrance has hand sanitizers at the exits.
And sorry to interrupt,
Go on.
but the seats on Vampire didn't smell of sick or BO.
They smell of disinfectant.
I am shocked.
So they've changed it. It's now bottomless sides and drinks. You go up. You basically, it's a bit like a carvery. You get your meat.
I'll be like Toby Carvery.
Yeah, and you put your
Okay,
stuff on.
that's interesting.
Keep going back. So it's changed. It's more trial for this season.
We might have to give this a go later on in the season, because I love me a pulled pork.
So yeah, you choose your meats, how many meats you want, and it's literally just go up and help yourself.
Okay. And
This is food fact for the day.
and as I was saying, they put the price of pizza and pasta up to $14.25 this season. That'll be before any pass gets discounted. So as we come into Mexicana, we can see some TLC here. We got some theming and some paintwork being done. The rattlesnake doesn't have a Q handle at the moment, or it's not functioning. So I don't know whether we're going to go on this, but again, it looks like it's had a bit of paint on it, which makes it look a lot nicer. So over here we got the map, and it's showing the new area, which is the Rainforest, and then something new is being unearthed. That'll be the drop tower going in where Ramesses Revenge was. So we're going to be going over there. I don't know how much we're going to see, but we'll be able to show you the new land, which isn't open yet, as I said earlier, and any construction going on with the new ride for 2021. So over here we got the Rainforest, which, like I say, is closed, and we're not going to be seeing any construction on Ramesses or Ramesses Revenge replacement.
Oh, have they twisted the drop towers though?
Yeah, they've moved quite a lot. You might be able to see. You might be able to see when we come round, as Lewis said, on top of Tomb Blaster's queue. But the Rainforest, they've obviously changed Mr. Toad's Wild Rides into a Rainforest trek ride, and then this little log flume ride is over here. I believe it's all installed. We'll have a look at it. There it is. This ride was relocated from, I believe it was Weymouth, Weymouth Sea Life Centre, which me and Louise have actually been to. It was just for kids, this ride. Little tiny log flume. So you've seen this before, Lou. This was the one that was at Weymouth Sea Life Centre at that time. This will be opening Thursday next week, and it looks like you'll probably only get one adult into a log flume. It's a little junior one. Looks like it's pretty well themed. They haven't got their sign up yet. So we're in the queue for Tomb Blaster now. We're going to see if they've done any form of refurbishments in here. Probably some painting if we're lucky. It is a bit run down, this one. It is like one of the last original, it's not even original because it's got the lasers in it, but it's one of the last original rides in that sense. It does need a full refurb, this ride. I do like it. It's a great dark ride. Of course it's not as good as when it was Terror 2 back in the day. Right, so through the Tomb Blaster queue you can see they've ripped out Ramesses Revenge completely. Other than that, they haven't done any groundwork, but this is where the new drop ride will be coming in 2021.
Ancient priests have been disturbed.
So we've got a little bit of light done in here, some sound effects, some stuff painted on the walls.
Hands down crazy. Would you send really good stuff to me? Yeah. The only reason you still have to talk to him is your phone's on track, that's all.
So we got some air gates new for this year, new sound effects, new soundtrack by the sound of it. It'll be interesting to see if they put some new effects in the ride.
From escaping into the outside world, I can control everything in this
priest has been disturbed. We must capture him before he escapes the tomb. We will build a trap for him. You need to force him into it. Look out for the glowing specks and use your spectral blasters to shoot them to force the priest into our trap. We'll be waiting to catch him for good. It's now safe to remove your spectral blasters. You're our own code.
was trying to beat me. Now I blaze my army. See what you made of them. Strength is cruel.
Right, so we've just come off of Toon Blaster. I filmed a POV there. I've got to say that was I was impressed.
Definitely a welcome update.
Oh yeah, it still needs work. There are still areas that need a bit of work, but it's getting there.
Compared to last season.
I reckon because next year they're going to be putting this new drop tower in, they're going to rehaul this whole area. They've added a story to it about a pharaoh rising up and you've got to stop him. Now, I didn't use the blaster. That's the first time I've been on that ride and I used the blaster.
Zero.
And
for once, me and Luke didn't compete. We were just so like.
We just wanted to be involved in the story, and it is really good. They use the lighting so well. Like it's actually dark. Like I'd say that is scary for kids now.
Yeah. Brand new soundtrack throughout.
Yeah,
brand new voiceovers throughout.
Brilliant. Like I hope next year, when they put this new ride in for 2021, they say, okay, we need to remove the blasters and drive the story more. It is really good. If you get the chance, give that a go now, because I know that's one that a lot of people would just skip. But thumbs up, I'm really impressed with Chessington this season.
It's definitely a little bit more scary though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In some zones, they don't have the LEDs on for the where you shoot the bugs.
Well, yeah, I noticed that. When we were going up the first tunnel, I thought they were faulty, but then when we got to the top of the tunnel, the bloke on the radio, sorry, it's a huge gust of wind, said you can remove your blasters now. So I think they want you to not use your blasters.
You've got 2 lions before the hill. You've got like a little story as you go around the corner, as you go straight in.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely a welcome update.
Oh yeah, love it. Anyway, as we're coming around, they've got a new enclosure in the Rainforest. This is going to be on the refurbished car ride, but they haven't got any animals in it. But yeah, it looks like they're all.
Oh, so you'll see it. Well, you'll see them on the.
Like I said, this opens on Thursday, the new Rainforest area of the park. Sadly, I'm working that day, so we might come here Friday. We might go to Legoland. I don't know yet, but obviously we're still going to be going to Alton Towers. Obviously, the only thing that will stop that is if the whole country goes into lockdown for whatever reason. Let's hope not, because we have a hotel booked with no cancellation. Anyway, we're heading round to Land of the Tiger now to go on Tiger Rock. Let's see what more excitement they can bring. From what I can tell though, they're not really putting time and effort into the newer lands. It's just the old rides that's seeing some TLC, which I'm really liking. What did you think of Toon Blaster?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought that the blasters, because you're blasting, you're too focused on that, and I wasn't really listening to the story, so I'll have to watch the vlog back.
I think we're going to have to go on it again later.
I think all the points are on both.
So we've come over to Tiger Rock and it's closed. I've just been told by a member of staff it will be reopening very soon. As you can see in this area, it looks like this has had all of the liquor paint. It's looking very fresh and nice. It's always good. The toilets have definitely seen a refurb. And hopefully we won't be waiting for too long and Tiger Rock will reopen. They said they got some cleaning to do when I asked, so hopefully it's just some vomit that they need to clean up. Looks like it's going to be closed for a little while now while they clean up the mess that has been made. There's no specific on what the mess is, but it's being cleaned. So we're going to head round into Wild Asia. Probably do a ride on Cobra if that's running and come back to do Tiger Rock a bit later on in the day.
I just wanted to be in the vlog.
But yeah, we're debating at the moment what we're going to do Friday because we're free on Friday and we're going. Full Park isn't open. It opens on the 21st. That's when
we'll have to go to Legoland.
It's Legoland or Chessington, and then obviously Alton Towers. So just praying they don't put us into lockdown before then. But we'll see how it goes. Failing that, we'll be going to see the chained oak and all that up in Staffordshire.
Yeah, we can still vlog that. Yep. You guys are interested.
Probably theme park, but yeah.
I'm
anyway.
on Friday.
Oh. We may have a tag along then.
There's always a tag along around.
Anyway, we're coming into Wild Asia now, going past the parakeets. Just looks like everything's had a bit of a facelift around here recently. It looks a lot more clean than before. Is Cobra running? That's the question. Yes, it is running. So we're going to head over to Cobra now. So Cobra has a queue that's as long as the beginning of time. So we're going over to Thermal. Yeah, they don't seem to be running at full capacity. I think they're running at a lower capacity. As you can see, they've spaced everyone out by a couple of seats, which is making the queue longer. It's probably for health and safety. Anyway, we're going to go over to Tuk Tuk Terminal now. It's got little to no queue by the looks of it. So a great time to get on it. Right, a great ride on Tuk Tuk Terminal there, very quick, just one cycle to get on, there wasn't really a queue. We have decided to give Cobra a miss today as we've been told they are spacing people out to avoid the spread of corona. Which is a little bit, I think that's what it is, it's a little bit contradictory though because the queue's just so close to people. And there's no like, yeah but they're doing it on every cycle. So, I don't know, but anyway, we're heading back around towards Tiger Rock now. The log flume, hopefully that should be open now and we'll be able to go on that. Following that, we're going to head round towards the centre of the park, probably grab some lunch soon and see if we can have a better look at the Rainforest area that's opening next week. Right, so it looks like Tiger Rock's totally broken down now. They're not running it at all, so we're probably going to have to go around towards Rattlesnake and Scorpion Express. It's a shame. Tiger Rock has reopened and we're going to be among the first to get back on. Sadly the music's not on. So we had a great ride on Tiger Rock there, always a good fun one. Not really anything's been done to Tiger Rock over the closed season. But then when it's been refurbed, are you not bombing me?
No, I don't think I was in.
That's not very nice.
Adam just called me
Oh. Anyway, had a great ride on Tiger Rock there. As always, it's a good ride. Nothing really been done to that during the closed season, I don't think, would you say?
I just felt very, like, it really got us.
I got very wet on that one. Like,
chance.
It was more of a spray than like a soaking, but...
And there was 4 of us.
Yes. We're going to head round towards Rattlesnake and Scorpion Express, that sort of direction. No ride particularly planned, but that's the direction we're heading. As you can see, you can get really close to the tigers here. The great thing about this log flume is you can get so close to the tiger enclosures, and obviously they walk around the whole ride area. So if you're lucky like then, You can get within meters or feet of a tiger, just having a look around. What's your overall impressions today? Like, I'm very impressed.
I'm impressed so far. Like last year, there wasn't that much improvement at all. It was just like a welcome back to the same thing. But now
they've actually put some money into it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know
what needed improving.
Oh, definitely.
Good.
Like we
listen to you.
We came round into Land of the Dragons this morning, although I hadn't started vlogging then, and I wanted to show you some of the work they've done there. They just like painted the signs. There's little things that just made a massive, massive change to like the overall look of the park. Like, I know this ride was relatively new, but these have been repainted again. It just keeps it looking nice and fresh. Tiger Rock could use with the bird poo being wiped off of it, but it kind of goes with it. So as we leave Land of the Tiger towards Land of the Dragons, we can have a quick look at the crowd levels. Very light, as you'd expect from a day like today, being an annual pass day. Gonna have a look at the queue for Dragon's Fury, which, to be honest, it's only, I think we might do that. It's only queuing from, we're queue for that.
That's not less than 10 minutes.
So yeah, maybe a 15-minute queue. It does look like there's a bit of a backlog at the moment, but they've got all 6 of the cars, or is it 6 or 7, in operation at the moment. So we will see you in the queue for Dragon's Fury. So we can see as we come through the queue for Dragon's Fury, they've repainted all the fences. Not too much has been done with the rock work or anything like that, but the fences have definitely been given a lick of paint. Right, so we're in the station now for Dragon's Fury. We're going to go, all the lads on one car, so we're going to spin like crazy, and the girls are going to go in a separate one. So we'll see you when we get off of the ride. So we've come off of the noisiest ride in the park, Dragon's Fury. Nice quick queue on it. Just bring your attention to the repainted signage for Land of the Dragons this year. It's been in dire need of it, to be honest. It's always been a bit faded. Like, this is the thing I like. They've just put so much TLC into like every single ride in the park. Anyway, we're coming past the entrance to the I don't know what it's called now, Jungle Ranger ride or something like that. It used to be the Mr. Toad's ride. Still hasn't got any signage up, and apparently this is opening on Thursday, you said, Lewis, yeah? It doesn't look like it's anywhere near done. Like, there's not much to do, but they're gonna have to get their finger out. Anyway, this is the new Rainforest area of the park, so they're putting the main stage into the Rainforest, and they've relocated the berry bouncers slightly, put a proper queue line in for them at last. Looks like it's going to be quite a nice little themed area, to be honest.
Yeah, they're playing their grass.
Right, so after some much needed refreshments, we're going around towards Mexicana. Yeah, I was going to get you a hot chocolate, but they didn't have any in the machines. We're going on Rattlesnake Scorpion Express. Rattlesnake's advertising a half-hour queue, which probably isn't far off correct because it's only running, I think, about 4 or 5 trains. That's just how they run it now, so it's quite a slow operations on this one. But yeah, we'll get you on this one. Looks like it's had a bit of a repaint. See you on the ride. Done a bit of work to the rope climbing guy, but he still is unoperational at the moment. We've come off of Rattlesnake, the Mauer Wild Mouse coaster. That's probably the roughest I've ever ridden at. The brakes are a bit lechy on that. Like, the thing is, the brakes on them Wild Mouse, if you've ridden a few, you know they're not the greatest, but that is quite intense, isn't it? Like, the brakes.
They're definitely not as bad as they used to be back when I was younger.
I've had better rides on Rattlesnake.
To embrace me on those corners.
Yeah, it just goes round them a bit fast, but they like using the trims.
If you are like the delicate one, sit on the right. Okay.
This
person on the left gets more corners.
Anyway, we're going to a ride which I never normally say let's ride it again, but I really want to go back on Tomb Blaster because I really enjoyed it. Yeah. Like, the theming and everything just made it for me. So we're going to go back on Tomb Blaster. Hopefully the queue won't be too long. We waited about 20 minutes last time. So yeah, we'll see you in the queue for Tomb Blaster. So here we go, but they still have not taken the Forbidden Tomb plaque off from behind. Let's hope they take this down and change it back to the Forbidden Tomb. Right, so we've just come off of our second ride of the day on Tomb Blaster. I really love what they've done to that ride. Like I said before, it needs a little bit more work, but it is well on the way to being a really good dark ride again. Lewis very kindly filmed a POV on his phone, which would be 4K 60.
Oh, I don't think it was.
Oh!
I don't know. But, I've never fiddled with the settings since I've had the new phone.
Oh, okay. So we'll have to see how that comes out.
Again, what a shame.
Oh yeah, well, we'll be back at this park. This is our local park. Anyway, we're going to be heading down towards Vampire, that sort of neck of the woods. Now, the only roller coaster we haven't done now is Scorpion Express, which, to be honest, if the queue's like half an hour, I'm not overly fussed on doing it. But I'm really impressed with the park this year. I can't say how impressed I am with the park. It's just, you know, they've blown my expectations for previous years. I feel that they've really used their money wisely on the park this year, you know, with just like upkeep of the park. It seems like they've just used it so well. So Mexicana has seen a bit of a facelift on its facades and all that. I don't know whether they've actually replaced them or just repainted them. I've never really noticed, but they definitely seem to pop a lot more than before. So the wind is starting to get up a bit now, so I apologise if it's windy. But yeah, crowd levels are still nice and low. How long's the queue for Vampire, Lewis? Hang on, we're gonna have to cut this.
Oh, are they?
30 minutes.
30, oh, so yeah, we can go on that. Sod it. Do you want to have a look in the shop while we're going past it?
I smell it.
Smells of donuts.
So we're going into the Adventure Point gift shop, which is the main store for Chessington, to see what new merch they've got for 2020. So they've got the personalised souvenirs, which we showed you over the winter vlog.
Hopefully they fix it up.
Yeah, hopefully it's working a bit better now, which it looks like it is. But the main thing we're in here for is to see the pins, and you can buy Pokemon here. So if you can't win one, you can buy one. So in the pin selection, they've got a few new ones I can see. Any new ones that you see?
I like this one.
They got the 2020 pin. I like this one, the new Gruffalo River Ride pin. This is a pretty cool pin. All these pins are $3.50, and of course you can get your 20% annual pass rate on them.
Oh no, I want this one. Yeah.
I need that one too.
No, you can't have it too.
Right, so we've bought a new pin. Louis got one, I got the same one for my pin board back at home. It is a Bubbleworks pin, and these have nearly sold out already, so that's going to be a favourite. That's going to be a favourite. Also, Louise is looking at the mug set for 15 quid. The
They were
4
25
mugs.
last season.
Ooh. So where the Creepy Caves is now is like there's the permanent entrance to it, but it's closed off because it's obviously a Halloween attraction. We're heading down into Wild Woods now, or as I will always refer to it, Transylvania, because that's what it is. Should we have a look, see if we can see the Blue Barnacle, or the Black Buccaneer as I will always call it?
I think it's been installed yet.
Let's go have a look, see what they've done down here. So the Blue Barnacle is the replacement for Black Buccaneer. Now, as far as I'm aware, they haven't actually installed anything yet, but I'm getting the impression that it's a big blue ship. Like the previous ride was a Huss ride, so it'd be interesting to see which manufacturer this is. So as we come round, you can see over here, brand new coggage for the Vampire. They've really given it some TLC this season. There we go, the Blue Barnacle is opening soon. At the moment it is a construction site. Let's hope it's a nice manufacturer. Like Intamin do a few swinging ships, we can only hope. Like it's obviously going to be it's not going to be a travelling one because they've got foundations for it. So yeah, we'll soon find out. Hopefully it's an Intamin one. They do some really nice swinging ships like the one at Efteling and all that. Okay, it's trying its hardest to rain. I think we might actually succumb to a little bit of rain in a minute. It has been forecast to rain throughout the day, so we're quite lucky that it hasn't rained as of yet. Crowd levels around this area, which is one of the more busy areas of the parks, is relatively dead at the moment, so hopefully we won't be waiting too long for the Vampire. After which I think me and Lewis will be going back to ride Tomb Blaster so we can get a 4K 60 FPS POV on that. I don't know whether the other guys will be joining us. I think Louise probably will, I don't know. But yeah, let's go over to the Vampire and get another ride on the Vampire. So after another quick ride on the Vampire, we've separated from the rest of the group. It's me and Lewis now. We're going back over to Tomb Blaster. because I need that juicy on-ride POV, and his phone does some really good low-light video in wide angle. The problem is with mine is this camera's not very good in the dark, and my phone always crops when it goes into 4K, so we're going to go on that, and then we're going to meet up with Lucy and her girlfriend Louise very shortly and go from there. Right, so we've done a third ride on Toon Blaster now, just to get the video we required. I just can't go over what they've done to that ride. Like, please do not mistake me, it's not the most amazing thing in the world, but what it was. It started to rain now, so I can vlog at the moment, but if it starts bucketing down, I won't be able to carry on because it will go into the microphone and all that. Anyway, we're going to be meeting up with Louise again in a minute, but at the moment she's on safari with her friend Lucy. We'll meet up with them in a minute. We're going to have a look, see what's changed around Scorpion Express. So the Scorpion Express is currently rocking basically maybe like a 5-minute queue if that. It's just up on the top precipice. I think we're going to give this one a miss though, because I'm not too fussed about this one. Just a simple layout, similar to the Flying Fish, or actually the same as the Flying Fish at Fort Park. So we've reunited with the rest of the crew.
The World of Coasters crew.
You got 3 rides while we were on that one, didn't you? You got on Scorpion Express, Gruffalo. Oh, Louise is unhappy because the petting's always shut, obviously for the safety of the animals. We don't want
no one out.
Oh no, they're the keepers. They're actually in the enclosures.
They are
to keep the animals safe. Anyway, we're just coming past the Room on the Broom animated experience, which we saw over the winter event. They were doing free trials, but we sadly didn't take the opportunity. Basically a interactive experience where you can get put into the film using a little wristband and you choose props and all that, so yeah, it's quite interesting. The penguin enclosure, they've put a glass wall up down the side now, so it always used to be accessible from here, but this glass wall I'm pretty sure is brand new. We've got some penguins just chilling out down here. We're not going to bother with Room on a Broom today as it's not really that great a ride, but we're going to go to Vampire after as well. So Louise has just pointed out how it's focusing on the raindrops. Let's get it, come focus. Those raindrops.
Never mind. But one of the penguins has made some eggs.
Yeah, so you can't see it because my camera just wants to focus on the rain.
But the one inside.
But the one inside is sitting on some eggs at the moment. It's going to have some baby penguins. So the park levels have dropped right off now.
Half our group has gone home.
Yeah, half our group has gone home. Lucy and Adam have left now. But yeah, look at this. This is absolutely dead. We're heading over towards the Vampire now, which apparently has a 50-minute queue. Huh? What was it? What?
New boards. But what? If I need to know about.
Oh, yeah, that's.
This is what I said about the Gruffalo one as well. They cut all the top.
I didn't actually notice. That's been butchered in there. Like, yeah.
They should have put it on separately.
And it's not even like straight in there. It's just like cut into.
Look, they've had to do that, which is obviously where it is.
They must have some new signs coming for that. That's terrible. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
We come into the Sea Lion Bay, which is where they do sea lion shows at 12 and 3 in the afternoon, and we've caught them as they're feeding the sea lions. Like, these seagulls look like they want a speck of it. Let's scare them off, yeah. Just give them their fishies for the day. And there's absolutely no audience here. I think that the rain has kind of made a lot of people go, so hopefully the Vampire queue won't be that long. We can get a couple of re-rides on it. I really like what they've done with this area. Like, this was last season when they reused the monorail track behind as that backdrop and then painted all this up, but it looks really good. So I don't think the queue is going to be 50 minutes for the Vampire. There is not many people here, to be honest, now. And then we're going to grab a Vampire bag of yellow.
No.
Aww. So the queue for the Vampire has dropped from 50 to 10 minutes, which basically means this is going to be near on walk-on, and we need to admire the station music a bit more, so we might get a couple of re-rides on this now. Obviously, I said about this morning, queue's been lovely re-tarmacked all the way through, and it's actually to a really good standard. They got the kickboards in as well, which probably made it easier to re-tarmack, but yeah, I'm loving what they've done with this ride this season. Bravo to Chessington. guys, so we've just come off the van parade. You probably can't see very well because we're backlit at the moment, but we got put on the front when we waited for the back row, and it's raining now, and we got absolutely plastered wet. Probably can't see too well. But yeah, good ride. It's running really fast now. Just getting absolutely blinded by the rain though, sitting in the front. Can't complain too much because the weather's been really good to us today. It's meant to have rained from about midday and it's only just started raining now. And the time is like 4:30, so we'll probably do one more ride. I know Louise wants to buy those mugs and then we're going to be probably leaving the park if it carries on raining. So some new fridge magnet merch here. I really like these. Louise just showed me these. £4 a pop. 20% annual pass discount on them, but they're like a rubber texture. Pretty cool, yeah?
I want one.
We're on the last ride of the day. We're on the Gruffalo out of the rain. It's pouring down and you can't see us because it's dark.
My third time on this ride.
Oh yeah, you went on this earlier. So I brought you with upon this one because we've done it so many times, guys. I will see you when we get off this, and we're probably going to end the vlog then. See you in a minute. So we just come off of the Gruffalo river ride. We're just going past the Elmer Jumbo ride, which has opened today, which I'm surprised because it is still missing the cap off the top. Whether they've like, I imagine it's probably still with the theming company or whatever, and it's having its design put on it. But I do like what they've done with this. This is obviously where the original carousel went. So I think they've used that ground well, to be honest, because it was kind of in limbo before. It didn't really fit any theme. It was kind of just, you know, in between Safari and Rabbit's Revenge. So the fact they've moved it and rethemed it has done it a lot of good.
Dragon's Fury.
Oh, Dragon's Fury is actually broken down at the moment. So it's about 4:45 now. The rain has stopped, and we were going to go on Dragon's Fury, but we've just seen that it is it's sitting on one of the hills, so they probably won't get that back up before we go. So this may be the end of the vlog. So sadly, I don't think we're going to be getting on Dragon's Fury. There is no way they're going to get it back up in 15 minutes with it all stuck in its blocks. They'll just close it, yeah. Just like they already have. So that's all we're going to be doing for today's vlog. Sadly, Dragon's Fury is closed, so with it being 1:45 and the weather starting to deteriorate, we're going to go now. What's your reviews, guys, on the park today? Sorry. Oh, he's looking at the evacuation. What's your review on Chessington this season? What's it looking like?
Much better than last season.
Oh God, yeah.
They've actually put some time and effort.
I'm excited now to go to Thorpe Park and Legoland and Alton Towers and see what they've done to their parks. Obviously, we're going to be at Alton Towers on the opening weekend, assuming it is open, and we might be going to Legoland on Friday. We're unsure yet, that's not confirmed. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more theme park content posted weekly. We're on Instagram, so check the link out in the description, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then,
Bye.